Welcome to the Mystic Fool. I'm Martin Worth, and this is the Mystic Fool.
There's a quote that I saw the other day, which was attributed to Nikola Tesla, that crystals are living beings at the beginning of creation. And that really was like an aha moment for me. We all know crystals are pretty cool, and they have different frequencies, and they, different even healing powers of crystals, protection, all sorts of different attributes that we give to them. But did you ever consider that a crystal has spirit? Yeah. I mean, it seems obvious from this point of view when I say that sentence. So obvious that I think, why am I saying it? Because we know on one level or another that everything has spirit. It's why the First Nations people of the world around had phrases like aho mitakuyasin, which means all of my relations, which means all living things, the planet, the earth, the rocks, the trees, the animals are all my relations. We are all related in spirit. Yeah, it's beautiful stuff. But yeah. So, what does it mean that crystals are living beings at the beginning of creation? Well, I don't know if you've heard about octaves of spirit, not of music, although interestingly enough they correlate, which is not a coincidence. The octaves of spirit are that in the beginning there was light. Spirit is light. And, there are those religious or spiritual texts that kind of start off that way, hey? And spirit evolved. Even if you look at the Christian version of Genesis in the beginning, you'll see the evolution from spirit being light to, there being a void, and then spirit being light, and then, first forms of matter, rocks, crystals, and then more complex forms of matter, water. Actually, no, I'm going to say that again. In the beginning, there was the void, and spirit illuminated the void with light, because spirit is light. And a spirit illuminated and began to create. The first creation was gaseous matter, water. Then more solid forms of matter such as rocks. Perhaps that's when the earth came about. Crystals. And then more complex forms of matter such as single-celled beings, animals. More complex plants, insects, animals, and finally human. And although those steps are not clearly defined, and different spiritualities would argue, I guess, over the different stages of this evolution of spirit through the octaves. The fact is that each of those levels are living beings evolving with spirit. So crystals are living beings at the beginning of creation. And, you know, you in spirit, we talk about past lives. You know, most past lives we think about, I was human, I was a Viking, I was, a king, I was a queen, I was a peasant, I was a pauper, We think about our human past lives. But I have successfully taken people back to the last past life they were before they were human. And sometimes, given that time isn't really a thing except for in this construct, sometimes that last past life is animal. Sometimes that last past life is a plant. Because we each, our spirit, and we are one incarnation of our spirit. We are a life of spirit. At one stage or another, your spirit was gas, was rock, was crystal, etc. So you know how sometimes you're attracted to one crystal or another. I'm going to conject here that maybe that crystal is a past life of you. A friend of mine gave me a beautiful Lemurian seed crystal. He sent it over from Hawaii. Thanks, David. And I've really connected with this Lemurian seed crystal. It's a piece of quartz, It's a beautiful piece of quartz. And it was when I was holding this crystal that a whole lot of intuitive information came through about crystals, about the crystalline matrix of our construct, which is about the different timelines that we hold within ourselves and without of ourselves in the transpersonal realm of spirit. Yeah. I wonder, is this Lemurian seed crystal am I related to it? Yeah, of course I'm related to it. But am I directly related to it? Am I holding in my hand right now this crystal, which is a representation of a past life that I had in one of the lower octaves? Maybe stretching it down to a crystal is a little too far a gap for you to really conceive, but you know about totems, I'm sure. Totem animals. Well, do you know that a totem animal is your totem animal, whatever it may be, is a significant past life that you had in the octave of the animal kingdom. One of my animal totems is the emu. And when I found out that the emu was a past life of mine, a totem animal of mine, which means I, at some stage, have had a past life as an emu, then it became clear to me, because emus is the emblem of the second 14th Light Horse, which I was a member of when I was in the Army Reserves. That's the emu, is their emblem. The father emu is the one who raises the chicks, the baby emus, and I personally from the age my children were early teenagers, I was a sole parent, and I brought up my kids up to the stage when they left home. So there are interesting parallels between my my totem animal of the emu and the life that I've lived even before I was spiritually aware that there was such a thing as a totem animal. Interesting, hey? I've had people who have gone back to past life as a deer, and this person was quite flighty in many ways and quite aware and quite, shall I say, looking for danger. Interesting. Another person who had a past life, their totem was the bear, and they were quite the hibernator. It's really quite funny, those parallels between a significant past life in a different octave, in this case in the animal kingdom. So yeah, if you can grasp that as a concept, then why not a concept as a crystal? Crystals are living beings at the beginning of creation. Think on that one. Set some quiet time aside and tell me what comes through for you. I'd love to hear from you. Send me an email to themysticfool.com. Let me know what you think. Put some comments in. Not just for the algorithm. It is about the algorithm, but no, I truly want to hear from you. I want to know what this podcast is serving for you. Because without your feedback, positive or negative, I don't know whether I'm hitting the mark or not. So please, send me an email. Send me some feedback. Put a comment in. See ya.